Tacoma, Washington, on our line for Republicans. Good morning and welcome to the Washington Journal.
Morning, Rob.
What do you think about the strength of the U.S. economic recovery?
Well, I think the question could be framed better. I think there could be, what is the strength of the government, people's economy, the people who are insulated from the real world, and then what about the real U.S. economy?
Okay.
Because I feel that, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, who are the people that are insulated from the real world?
Well, maybe the sector of our population from city, state, county, and feds that are making 34% more hourly wage than the rest of us, that are making pensions at 12% increase every year, irregardless of what the stock market does, because their union attorneys go behind scenes and negotiate with who? The same people they're representing. Now, if that isn't the biggest corrupt scenario you've ever seen in the United States history right now, I don't know. And the result is you have an insulated section of our economy that are voting as a bloc for themselves, not for the country. They're not doing what the country needs. They're just continuing to assume that if you grow government and have a top-down approach that we'll have prosperity, and we simply won't. Until the government is reduced, so our liability is reduced, we won't. And a quick example is, I'm someone who's 51. I live in an RV. I've never owned a home. I make $100,000 a year. I pay $18,500 or $19,000 a year cold hard cash to the feds every year. I can never afford a down payment. So to the gentleman who called in about the Bush tax cuts and the rich, sir, I am the rich. I'm someone who can't afford a home. I can't afford to help the economy because I'm the goose that laid the golden egg to these feds.
James, let me read to you from what Clive Cook has to say in this morning's Financial Times and get your response. The headline, "It falls to the Fed to fuel recovery." He says the U.S. recovery is stalling. As a matter of economics, the balance of risks strongly favors further fiscal and monetary stimulus. Politics appears to rule out the first, and a divided Federal Reserve is hesitating over the second. America's leaders are letting the country down.
Well, I happen to believe that that the Fed is the problem. I'm not cynical about it. I just think that I believe when Thomas Jefferson said that those who control your money are stronger than a standing army, he was absolutely right. I think anybody in the country turning to the Fed for resolve to this is just I can't understand it. I mean, the Fed is the one really. If they weren't controlling our money and simply doing what they were originally constructed to do, which is buffer monies from currencies, for instance, from other parts of the world to the U.S., then we'd be strong. But instead, they've been manipulating everything and causing the ups and downs. So I don't look to the Fed for anything, Rob.